Yeah. No, so basically this gold is just an agreement of value, so it doesn't have any intrinsic value. It's just yellow stones, and so with Bitcoin it's just bits and bytes in the computer, but because people perceive it as an agreement that this thing has value, it becomes a commodity. And also whatever the gold price, it can go down, the Bitcoin price can go down, it can also go up. It's just a matter of supply and demand, and as I said, it's just an agreement of value, so to say. And the question is now, why have so many people so far perceived this Bitcoin as a valuable thing, as an agreement, as an anonymous agreement between this kind of community? And as I said before, the most important decisive factor, it's your money. No one can stop you from using it. You can create it yourself, you can use it yourself, you can spend it yourself, you can store it yourself, you don't need any bank, no one does anything, and still it's very tricky to get a Bitcoin. So it still has all the things like it's rare, and it's whatever, it's not manipulatable, and it's you cannot use it in a fraudulent manner, and so on. So it's really this whole kind of set of variables also Bitcoin has. And also for Bitcoin, it's so popular amongst also like this kind of libertarian people, simply because all these kind of crisis features, which I have described before, are simply missing. There is no fractional banking with Bitcoin because there is no bank. There is no Bitcoins are not created from debts or something. The Bitcoin is simply there. It's just a positive thing. There's not a debt which you have to pay back with interest. This old doesn't apply. And also at the same time, it's very international. So unlike gold, you can send one Bitcoin around the whole world in 1 second. No one can stop you for no fee. What do I have to tell more? I mean, that's really so smart, this whole thing. And also it's safe as never before, because you can simply encrypt it on a USB stick and whatever. No one can really seize this money. No one doesn't even know how much you have with it. It's not like gold, you have to put it in a safe or something. You can simply keep it as a file securely somewhere where where no hacker can steal it. And this is really powerful. This is why so many people like this Bitcoin so much. And still, of course, some people argue, yeah, you shouldn't use Bitcoin. The value goes up and down, and it's very volatile. But that's not really an argument, because when you just mine them with your own computer, who cares if it goes up or down so much? It's just you can always have a current market price, and also gold price goes up and down. And also the acceptance, it's not really an issue. Because just go with your bar of gold to the supermarket and try to buy a frozen pizza with gold. It doesn't work. But this doesn't mean that the gold doesn't have any value. You just have to understand this concept. The acceptance is always in the community. Only the gold people accept gold, and only the Bitcoin people accept Bitcoin. But there's always someone who would buy the gold from you for a current market price. It can go up and down, but still you can always exchange it and then buy in the local currency your frozen pizza or pay your rent. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, this is why the acceptance is not even a topic. Because no one would also accept gold in normal business life. So in that sense, Bitcoin is even far better, because so many shops in the meantime accept Bitcoin, which is for them of course also a marketing thing and so on. And also, I mean, the security and the legal issues are not really an issue, because you just need to have the right services. Whatever, some services need some license or so, but for the private person, there is no legal issue that would prevent you from using Bitcoin. In particular, you can simply use them, create them yourself. And also the usability. I mean, in the beginning, of course, it was a very nerd-style stuff, how to create a Bitcoin, you need to have a miner, but now there's so many good services. I don't even want to mention Bitalo, but also other services that have a very high level of usability for this Bitcoin thing. So it doesn't really matter so much that you have to understand the technical background. It's more like a CD player. What do you have to understand about quantum mechanics, about how the laser is checking the disk, and you just want to listen to music, so why should you care what the quantum mechanics of a CD player is? And it's now really getting powerful. And of course, still something is missing somehow. Because just imagine, now you are the only person in the world who has a cell phone. There's no one you can call, so of course you're always depending on the community. And of course the Bitcoin community is growing and growing and growing, but still there's, of course, you need to find the community, so you need some kind of good platform also, which is offering a good community and so on. And so that's of course an important question. You need to find this Bitcoin village where you can whatever have same people accepting this thing as value and everything. And then also the most important thing to use this really for whatever, some online commodity for trading, for example. You also need to be very sure whom can I trust, because of course it's like cash or something. Someone might easily steal your money and be anonymous, so you have to really know whom I can trust. So you also need a good escrow service in place. And then of course, also the opposite is needed. You also, if you want to offer something, you need also to show other people that they can trust you. It's not that you always need to trust the others, but also other people need to trust you. Otherwise, it doesn't. It's not very useful. So you need the right whatever service provider somehow. And also another important point is, many people are into Bitcoin because they don't trust the banks. And why do they not trust the banks? Simply because they give up control over your money. If you give the money to the bank is in control. They can simply say, sorry, today we cannot give you any cash or something. It's possible. And with Bitcoin you don't have this problem because you just keep the Bitcoins for yourself. But if you are sending them to some exchange platform, you have the same thing again in green, because the exchange platform takes over control. And this is why, for example, Bitalo have now made this kind of multi-signature wallet approach, where you don't give up control. So you don't send the Bitcoin somewhere, but you have really technical possibilities to say the exchange provider can only move the money when I explicitly agree. And this is really powerful, because then you can really prevent all kind of fractional banking problematic. Someone can steal your money, they can disappear without giving you your money back and so on. And so there's still much to come, but today I will now close this presentation, and I thank you very much for listening. Thank you.